water, just knocking up the key. Oh, yeah. Happy Monday, everybody. So you know that family from your old neighborhood, the family that if you got into a fight with one of them, you had to watch your back for the rest of them? The cops were always at their house. They didn't seem to work at all. You heard they stole stuff. They argued in public. They smelled. They had cars parked on their front lawn, and their pictures were on the post office wall more than their high school yearbooks. They thought they were the But you knew that no matter what, like an SNL sketch, it wasn't going to end well. For them, or anyone dumb enough to get involved with them. So what happens when that trashy family ends up living at 1600 Pennsylvania? Yeah. The Biden family makes the Clintons look like the Waltons. So let's start with the thief-in-chief, Dad. On Friday, he finally acknowledged his 7th granddaughter, Hunter's daughter, with London Roberts. This after avoiding her like she was Kamala Harris. For some reason, it came in an exclusive statement to People magazine, making it their best scoop since they discovered that love child I had with Angela Lansbury. She was a hell of an animal. But here's what he said to a doozy back in 2019.
Mr. Vice President, I'm wondering if you have a comment on this report and court filing out of Arkansas that your son Hunter just made you grandfather again.
No, that's a private matter. I have no comment.
Thank you.
But only you would ask
Thank you.
that. You're a good man. You're a good man.
Thank you, guys. This is all
Classy.
the time we have.
Classy. Yeah, classy, like denying a kid's existence for 4 years. Keep in mind, the Bidens put up Christmas stockings for their pets, and not one for this poor little brat. I mean that affectionately. I'm sorry, but the only class Joe knows are the ones he lied about finishing at the top of. Joe's been stealing other people's material for so long, Abe Lincoln sent him a cease and desist. You know, Joe's penchant for plagiarism started at law school, where he admitted to lifting entire passages for a term paper. Syracuse Law School punished him by giving him an F and making him retake the class. That's right, he was left back in law school. I didn't know that was possible. This would be the law school where Joe says he finished in the top half, but it says he finished 76 out of 85. So apparently he sucks at math, too. Raises the question, what kind of dope would finish behind a doofus like Joe? Unnecessary, but why not? It's Monday. Back in 1988, Joe's first presidential bid cratered when he claimed his ancestors were so tough they worked 12-hour days in coal mines, then came up and played football. Turns out they were the ancestors of a different politician, one in Britain, and their version of football was something called soccer, a sport Americans leave to children and lady people. I didn't make the rules. No Bidens ever worked in the coal mines, although once Joe did stay in a basement for 3 months, so maybe that counts. Joe also claimed to have his helicopter forced down by al-Qaeda, to have been shot at in Iraq, and to have been arrested in civil rights demonstrations, including trying to visit Nelson Mandela in jail. To be fair, he did think Mandela was corn pop. All those claims turned out to be about as genuine as Joe's teeth. And last week, Dr. Jill Biden's ex-husband, Bill Stevenson, went public, stating that Joe's brother, Frank, threatened that if Jill didn't get the house and their divorce, Stevenson would face serious problems. But he hung on to the house and was then hit with tax charges in Delaware. A few months later. This would be the same Frank Biden who, by the way, has been busted for DUI, driving without a license, and for shoplifting DVDs from a Florida video shop. Let me guess, it was Godfathers 1 through 3. Then, of course, there's Biden's other brother, Jim, part of the famous business team of Jim and Hunter. Hunter's laptop, the filthiest thing since Charlie Sheen's toilet seat, reveals that Uncle Jim's always been part of this game. In 2018, as Hunter's dealings with a corrupt Chinese oil became public, Uncle Jim was frantically texting Hunter to call him and to help him play out these deals. According to the Washington Post, this Chinese Communist Party-linked oil firm paid Hunter and his uncle nearly $5 million in just over a year. I wonder what Hunter did with all that money. I'm sure he invested it wisely in stocks, although according to his laptop pics, this guy had more pipes in his mouth than an Indian chief. Native American. Of course, Uncle Jim and Hunter know about as much about oil as Cat does hammer curls. And Uncle Jim's daughter, Caroline, is a rising family star. She's also been arrested for DUI, driving without a license, and as well as, you guessed it, felony shoplifting here at NYC. Is that kind of now some kind of family tradition? Hey, who's stealing the Thanksgiving turkey this year, kids? She's also been arrested for attacking the police and resisting arrest. She looks adorable. Not to be outdone, Joe Biden's own daughter, Ashley, has a rap sheet for drug possession and attempting to interfere with cops while they were making an arrest in a brawl. And then there's Hunter. This show's only an hour. So forget about that Chinese oil deal with Uncle Jim or the Burisma deal in which yet another oil company, Ukrainian, paid him millions for his non-expertise. And forget about the fact that the wife of Moscow's longtime mayor reportedly sent Hunter's firm upwards of $100 million over the years. Yeah, and Trump's an agent of Russia. And forget the drugs and the prostitutes. Wow, if I had a nickel every time I said that. But here's a guy who took up with his dead brother's ex-wife, who he promptly cheated on. He denied fathering a baby he knew was his, and he forced that baby's mother to accept a few of his crap paintings as child support when John Wayne Gacy's art was far better. He's even denied the kid use of his name, which, given his family's history, may be the one break this kid has gotten. I wonder what Joe thinks.
No. Look. I knew about this girl. I just lost track. That's all. 6, 7. I don't know much about Hunter's professional or private life. I mean, I run into him on a golf course every once in a while. That's about it. But no, she's great, and I hope this kid comes to visit at the White House. I'll find her a job to do. If I stumble getting off a plane, maybe she could help out. That'll be her job. Visiting grandchild. She'll pick you up off the tarmac.
Let's welcome tonight's guest. If you're afraid of crowds, spread out and get comfy at one of his shows. Actor, writer, and comedian Jamie Lissow. Her communication skills give liberals the chills. Communications director at Never Back Down Pack, Erin Perini. This ex-cop did everything by the book. Unfortunately, that book was Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Founder of the opsdesk.org, Paul Morrow. And finally, she's like a zipper. People tend to notice her when she's down. Fox News contributor, Kat Tip. Jamie, I want to point out first that you and I will be performing together in Reading, Pennsylvania on September 16th. You can go to G. Gutfeld. It's going to be you and me and Nick DiPaolo and Jim Norton and Joe Mackey. It's going to be a lot of fun. Despite having you there, what's ironic to me is that Hunter's child wanted to be known as Hunter's child, but your children tell everyone that their dad is dead. I don't know if that's ironic. It's just something to point out to make me feel better.
Yeah, it's also. I think it's also sad. All the Joe lies you were going through at the monologue. Don't you think Biden didn't count on verification by Google?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Google put a lot of out of business. Mm-hmm. You could say whatever you wanted back then, and nothing would happen. I did a deep dive on this on the Hunter and. Isn't it fun when you're reading about Hunter, they said the mom of the child was a dancer?
Right.
Isn't it fun that when you read something about Hunter and it says the mom was a dancer, you don't go, ballet or what? I wonder what kind of...
What if it was?
It's for sure a stripper. Ironically, her finishing move was the Nutcracker.
See, with your jokes, there's always this urge to step in, in the middle of it, because it takes forever, but it's always worth it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sort of. Yeah, but isn't it, I mean, I was thinking about, this is the president, he calls 6 or 7 grandchildren. He says he calls his grandchildren every day, and I was like, he's got time for that, man, because they're all going to voicemail. It's quicker.
Yeah, that was good. I couldn't interrupt. Aaron, why do you think he decided to acknowledge the grandchild? Do you think it had anything to do with polling?
I mean, there's certainly speculation. It's not a good look, right? He's built this political ideology, and people believe that he's this great family man, this great grandfather, and then he's got this secret 7th child that he'll never acknowledge. But really, they hit the trifecta on a political news dump. It was a Friday afternoon in the summer, and he's heading out for a beach vacation. He's not going to have to take questions on this for 10 days while he's gone. So this was just them trying to yet again sweep this under the rug. I'm sure the polling doesn't look good when you have denied a grandchild for 4 years. Can't imagine anybody super supportive on that one.
Yeah, going to the beach while you just let that kid swelter in some ungodly basement. I made all of that up. We don't know if that's true, but I'd like to think that. Paul, monologue was pretty strong tonight, I felt.
I felt so, yeah.
Yeah. We found out today that Joe was in on all those phone calls with his son, and they claim, people are claiming they were only talking about the weather when he would bring his dad into the phone calls. What do you make of that?
Yeah.
Did you, when you were a cop and you were in meetings, did other police officers ever go, hold on, can my dad come in and talk to you?
Let me call my dad.
Yeah.
We're negotiating a plea. Dad, are you free?
You're the commissioner is really mad at me, Dad.
He killed his whole family, buried him in the backyard, but maybe you can talk to this guy, We can work something out. 20 times, no less?
Yeah.
First of all, Devin Archer didn't kill himself, okay? Let's
Yeah,
get right to it now. I mean, because he buried him today. Everybody has been saying we need a witness, somebody that can say they were there and they point blank witnessed it. But let's cut to the bottom here. The guy, so Joe Biden, our president, has a real estate portfolio that's roughly equivalent to like the British royal family. And he's been a career civil servant. Now you got to say to yourself, how did that happen? And then you got to say to yourself, why does it really matter to us? Aside from the integrity issues and everything else, you got the Burisma deal, right? That's Ukraine. He comes back from Ukraine. He says, I'm going to go after that prosecutor. He gets the prosecutor fired. $100 million coming from the mayor's wife in Moscow, right? That oligarch never sanctioned, okay? The Chinese situation, right? The oil thing. When you say to yourself, I don't understand, why can't we be a little tougher on China? There's your answer. And that's why it matters. Not because of the money and everything else. Sure, that matters. But what really matters is we're all getting screwed because he's supposed to be looking out for us. And that isn't our policy. That's his policy. That's his family's policy. That's the problem.
Yeah, and to your point, I mean, who did they kept saying it was Russia, Russia, Russia? It was Trump. And here they've got $100 million from the spouse of a mayor. It's absolutely.
And where did it go? I mean, on the laptop, Hunter's always crying poverty. You can buy a lot of crack with $100 million. Last I checked.
Well, he's also
Not that I would know,
He's trying to renegotiate his payments for child support right now as well.
Yeah, you got to bury that. You can't be bragging about that money if you want to take it from your kid. So, Kat, it is. Paul makes a great point about how a civil servant is going to end up richer than all of us will ever be as a civil servant. And the whole point was using that in order to get rich.
Yeah.
Aren't you mad?
Yes, always. Well, that's like a huge part of the government. I mean, same thing with, want me to just list everybody's name in the government? We don't have time for that. But the grandchild thing, look, I would never deny any of my grandchildren, no matter how much they suck.
Yeah.
And because you just can't, that's not something you can do. And also, the grandkids whose parents are addicts, a lot of times the grandparents take care of them. I know this because I watch a lot of Intervention.
Yeah.
And a lot of those grandparents have a lot fewer resources than the leader of the free world.
Exactly.
So I just don't understand why it took so long, because I don't know how you wouldn't care, but let's say you don't. If you've been in politics this long, shouldn't you be better at pretending to care by now?
That's true. You're like the Mr. Olympia of being phony.
Yeah.
You should have your muscles for lying must be massive.
Yes, just pretend at least, but couldn't be bothered to do that.
Well, I know that I would definitely recognize my grandchildren, but not the children. Just skip them. Just deny, but then recognize the grandchildren, just to piss off the rotten kids that I have, that I've yet to have. Still deciding. Not sure. All right, before we go, as I mentioned, I got a few extra friends and guest comedians for the next stop on my book tour, including Shalou, Lissau, Norton, Mackey, DePaulo. This is amazing. It's like an all-star. September 16th, Reading, PA. Go to ggutfeld.com for ticket info. Up next, crime and filth are fine, but not Elon's sign.
If you'll be in the New York area and would like free tickets to see Gutfeld, go to foxnews.com/Gutfeld and click on the link to join our studio audience.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.